Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Make Gains. Today we're going to be talking about how inflation is stealing from you in more ways than just your pocket. Let's get into it. I think the most obvious thing with inflation is just that everything is more expensive everywhere you go. It's crazy.
How are y'all affording stuff right now? I feel like we're not talking enough about this. Everything is so freaking expensive.
That's the complaint from everybody, is that everything is more expensive, from housing to groceries to vehicles to gas.
Has anyone noticed that it's literally becoming impossible to live a normal life because of the inflation that's going on? Literally, our rent payment used to be $800, 2-bedroom, 2 full bath. $1,400. $1,400 is what we pay now. Used to be $800 just a few years ago, and now it's $1,400. Go figure. My auto insurance gone up 28%. Again, go figure. Inflation. Don't let me forget to mention electric bill, $300. For what? For what? It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Now, the icing on the cake, I feel like I go to the grocery store. Okay, I go to Kroger. I feel like I go in there with $100 and I come out with a gallon of milk and 2 pieces of toast. And not even the good pieces of toast. You know, like the end pieces? That's what I come out with. It is dumb what is going on. This is what's been going on in America. Inflation.
Yeah, a lot of people are having to do some difficult things to be able to handle this, including working multiple jobs. And unfortunately, that also comes at a price.
There are now 9.3 million people in America that work multiple jobs, according to Bloomberg, and this is an all-time high. It just goes to show working one job for a lot of people is not enough money.
Yeah, when you're working one job that's 40 hours and then now you take on another job that adds an extra 20, 25 hours to your week, it wears on you over time. And I think I've worked with people who were working multiple jobs in order to be able to pay for things they need for their kids or even just buy groceries. And it really does take a toll. You see it in them over time. It can have physical impacts. That also means that spending more time at work, it's also less time with your family. So I think that's something that a lot of people don't consider, is that, yes, you might be making more money, but at what cost to your family? You may not get to see your kids. And no work-life balance is really not sustainable long-term.
One of the problems that people have out there is that when they want more money, they trade more time. And so what sucks if you're in a W-2 mindset is, well, I commit 40 hours a week to this company and, they pay me $60,000 a year. And that's not enough for the bills that me and my wife and our kids have, because there's been some health complications and my wife lost her job, or maybe she had another baby and it's time for her to be a stay-at-home. I need to replace her. So I'm going to also pick up a part-time job. I'm going to put 25 hours over here. I'm going to make $30,000 a year. So now I'm collectively bringing home my household income of $90,000 a year. But between that commute, I'm out 75 hours a week. Well, now you have no work-life balance. And this is the situation that a lot of people find themselves in.
Yeah, and it's not good, because hopefully your family wants to see you. You want to be a parent who's never getting to see their children. It's not a good thing, but sometimes we have to make choices in life that are, that are unfortunate, and it can have a detriment to your relationships. And then there's also the math problem that comes along with that. Whenever you have multiple people in your family working or working long hours, then you have to, pay for a babysitter or daycare. And then you spend a lot of times more eating out because you have less time for cooking, that kind of thing. So it does really impact what you're actually bringing home from that.
Let's say that both parents in a household work and earn $60K each. So the household income is $120K. Sounds solid. But now you need childcare. So for 2 kids, that's $2,000 a month on the low end. In some cities, it's like $3,000 or more. So let's just call it $28,000 a year. But you also have 2 jobs. So you need a second car. That's the car payments, the insurance, gas, maintenance, call it another $10,000. And you have work clothes, commuting costs, lunches out, because who has time to meal prep? And now you're adding another $5,000 to $8,000 easily. So before that second income even hits your bank account, $45,000 of it is already spoken for. On a $60,000 salary, that leaves you clearing maybe $15,000 extra before taxes. And so we're talking like $1,000 a month, which means that the real hourly rate of the second job isn't like $30 an hour, which is what it should be. It's more like $7.
Yeah, it really does decrease the amount of money you're bringing home significantly if you're having to spend it all on things like this. And I think it's something that a lot of people don't think about when it comes to these kind of decisions. It could be separate from working multiple jobs, but just having two people working, you're going to run into these things with childcare. And it does get very, very expensive. So, it's something you have to consider. There's also just a lot of stress that comes along with it as well.
I was not prepared for how much of a burden it would feel like. Hey guys, I just went to my old place of employment where I had worked for 10 years. It was my first job ever. And even though I had other jobs in the meantime, that was always the one job that I held on to. It was just a waitressing job. I had been a stay-at-home mom for about a year. And at first it was fine, but with inflation and things, my husband switching jobs to try to be with our family more. And then being so unhappy in that job that he had to find a different job. So I thought I can go back to work a couple days a week to try to help lessen that financial burden on him.
Yeah, I think a lot of specifically mothers have a really hard time with this. It can be a real burden having to bear this pressure. And it's, everybody is not wired for it. And, quite frankly, I don't know that everybody needs to feel that pressure. It's not a good thing at the end of the day. But there's also other things like having time together as a family. That is super important. And depending on the job you have, you may not be able to get that. And if you're working multiple jobs or spouses are both working, then I think that can impact your possibility of being able to take time off that's aligned together as well.
I was just talking to a lady while I was inside a store running errands, and she said she's leaving on vacation this week. And she said it has been 6 years since she's been on vacation. I said, why has it been so long? And she said, I don't have PTO, so it's just not been plausible for me. That is so sad to me. Now, the hustle and grinder in me totally gets it and understands because I've been an entrepreneur for a long time and time off is rare, but I'm changing that. But if you are a business owner and you don't give your people PTO, shame on you. Shame on you. I don't care if it's entry level. I don't care what it is. Everyone deserves time off and they deserve to be able to still afford to live by taking that time off.
Well, you've got time off, just regular time off, right? But like most jobs start people off with 2 weeks of vacation, and 2 weeks is really not a lot, especially if you're having to use that time to do things like go to your kid's school or take random days off because you have to take someone to the doctor or there's so many things that I can think of where in a lot of jobs, folks have to use time off to be able to take some time away from the office. So, 2 weeks to go and relax would be great. But a lot of people don't get that luxury just because they have to use their time off to do other things that they may not want to use it for, but end up having to. And then maybe you've got 1 week left and you want to use that at Christmas or, so this time can so easily get sucked up. And then it feels like you really don't get to go on an actual vacation. But is all this even worth it is the question you've got to ask.
Okay, what is going on at grocery stores? This is wild. I now have to shop at 2 different grocery stores. The first one, Aldi. Aldi is the GOAT because they will always have cheap, good prices. But I can't always get their meat because I've had bad experiences. So we usually go to our local grocery store called Wegmans here in Virginia. And it's great. It's fantastic. But I can't just shop at Wegmans anymore. It's so dang expensive. So I went to Aldi first. I spent about $83. I got all my fruits. I got all my veggies. I got my potatoes. I got my carbs. I got a lot of the things. I just didn't get a lot of like my yogurts and gluten-free items and so on and so forth, and my protein. So I go over to Wegmans. I get ground beef, Greek yogurt, some bananas because Aldi didn't have any, and then a lot of like gluten-free items because my husband has to do gluten-free. I spent $135. How? For a fraction of what I got at Aldi. How is that possible? Wild to me. I'm like, there's got to be a hidden fee in there somewhere because it just does not logically make sense. This is wild. I used to really enjoy going to the grocery store and now I hate it. I'm just constantly annoyed because I'm like, these prices are going to rack up so quickly. So crazy that I spent 2.5 hours grocery shopping because I had to go to 2 different places. I'm so tired of living in this economy.
Yeah, she's not wrong. She's going to several different places. It's taking extra time And that's something you've got to consider. Is your time worth it? For a lot of people, the answer is yes. But for other people, the answer might be no. And is it worth it for the savings you're getting, right? Because, I mean, I used to know people who would drive an extra mile or two to a gas station that was a penny or two cheaper. And so, yeah, you might save 40 cents, but you're using that 40 cents to make it to that gas station and back. I mean, there's give and takes with all this, guys, but there really are extra costs with inflation that we don't think about, so all these things we've discussed today. And, on top of all that, we just plain on get less for our money, and wages have not kept up with inflation, which is also a sad thing for Americans. In fact, the wage numbers have shown over the past few years, the wages have gone down, like the average starting wages. So it's all things we got to consider when we're making purchases. And I want to encourage you to consider these things whenever you're living your life, right? I mean, are the things that you're doing worth it? Are they helping you to make gains? So I hope that they are, and I hope that this gave you some things to think about and maybe talk about with your spouse or with your friends or family. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Keep making those gains, and we'll see you next time.